Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to something a little bit different. My name is Killjoy, and today I'm going to be analysing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate trailer, The Rivals, for the reveal of King K.Rool. Now, why am I doing this? Because I think that this trailer is actually very, very clever. Now, I'm going to be looking at certain things, especially at the beginning of it, primarily like the setup of this trailer, and why I think it is very, very cleverly done by Mr. Sakurai, because there's a lot of stuff in it that, yeah, just makes sense. And we're going to go through it and look at it like that. I'm just going to turn it down just a smidgen. But also going to have a look at his moveset for K.Rool. Now, I should say that this is probably my favourite character reveal. I am biased in this sense because this is the character I personally wanted, but let's get into it. So we'll see first off, when the trailer starts, got the new X that they're using for all the character reveals. But as the trailer starts, what you're going to see is we get this picture straight away of Bowser, Mario, then we get Ganondorf, Link and Zelda, Meta Knight, Kirby, Wolf for Fox and Falco, and then finally Samus and Ridley. Now, throughout this direct, before this trailer got shown off, we did get little glimpses. If you go back and watch, you see a lot of Donkey Kong and Diddy. There's a bit of a banana gun. You got a new remix playing, you see Claptrap as an assist trophy, and I believe Sakurai's eyes are red, and you also get, like, cannon fire at one point. So throughout this entire direct, there are little nods towards K.Rool being announced, or being shown off. Lots of DK stuff. When this trailer came on, when I saw this screen, when it kicks in, I was like, it's K.Rool, right? And the only reason I felt like it was because we got before I saw any more of it, we got other villains. We've had Ridley and Dark Samus showing us as villains in this direct, and Ridley in the last time at E3. And going through it, it was just obvious. It's like, that's the Mario series, that's the Zelda series, that's the Kirby, Star Fox, and Metroid. There's not villains for everybody, but that was enough for me to be like, oh my god, we're getting K.Rool. And I think that's what they're showing off here. It's like, here's all these different villains we've had from different series. Alright, have a guess who's coming up. People thought it was story mode, but all these different villains. And then it turns off on a TV. And I was like, I didn't notice this at first, but he's watching the TV. And then you get a good nod here. Here's DK yawning, he's bored. The idea that it's like, you know, I don't need no villains. Almost from a meta perspective, it's that idea that it's like everyone's been asking for villains in the game. It's like, I don't want to put more villains in or whatever, but it's a cute little nod to the idea that it's like we've had some villains, more villains. You know, we want people who play this game want more villains. So I like the idea that he's yawning, watching it, not very interested. And this screen pretty much summed it up for me. I was like, this is not going to be anyone else but K.Rool. Just had a list of villains. We've got Donkey and Diddy here. You know, potentially this could have been for Dixie, but not with that trailer beforehand. And then we get the shake, and it kicks into the actual trailer. Bam. And I was like, well, there's only going to be one villain you can do. There's only one iconic villain for it. And you see here, look in the window. And right, so this bit here where you're looking out, this is where the trailer gets really interesting and where we get trolled very hard, but I think you know, it works really well. So we see the silhouette, and I was like, well, there's only one person who's that big. It's K.Rool. I'm jumping out of my seat. I'm super happy. The Kongs are looking out the window, looking at it. And clearly that's K.Rool there. They put the model in, whatever. But this is the clever bit. He trolls us for King DDD, wearing a costume. Now this, I think, is a nod to K.Rool being in Smash 4 as a Mii costume. Because people asked for him in the ballot. People wanted him in Smash 4. And we didn't get him. We got him as a costume. So I think this is meant to be referencing that. It's people being like, oh, look, it's K.Rool, that's awesome. And then DDD's underneath this costume being like, haha, no, he's just a costume, like that. And like, DDD's there. And also, King DDD is a king. It's the only other character who uses the title king of that. I mean, Bowser's technically a king as well. But in his name, you have King DDD, King K.Rool. So not only have you got the other king character dressed up as the Mii costume from the last game, you've got Sakurai who voices King DDD, essentially laughing at you. So we carry on, and he points to himself, and he's just like, yeah, it's me, I'm the king. And then this. Now this is really, really cool, because this shows off the same reaction that pretty much 99% of people had. You're watching going, oh my god, it's K.Rool, and then this happens, and you're like, what the hell? And this also to me seems like this is a reference back to that. Like, oh, we didn't get K.Rool in the Smash ballot. We got him as a costume. That kind of sucks. Like, it's a bit confusing. And leading on to this next bit. DDD laughing, just trolling us, being like, haha, you're not going to get this character. And this is the idea that people have been asking for K.Rool, maybe not quite as long as Ridley, but for a very long time. And this is kind of Sakurai being like, trolling us, being like, haha, he's not really in the game, he's just like a costume, it's just me all along with DDD. And I was a little bit like, I was a bit like unsure when that happened. I was like, oh no, are my chances of my character getting in? But he then decides to be like, kind of nice to us, and I think people, it was to intentionally screw with your emotions, really, get you a bit annoyed, get you a bit angry, and then you get the payoff now. He pops up, slaps DDD in the back of the head. We think he's probably dead, and there he is. There's the big crocodile himself, finally revealed. He comes aboard, and I just, the way that this whole trailer's set up, there's so many nods to so many different things, the different villains, the fact that he's got the Mii costume on, the fact that he's laughing about it, and we're like the face of DK and Diddy, where they're like, what? Very confused by it. And then we finally get him and revealed, and then we get this, which is quite possibly one of the best things. Also a reference to the original Donkey Kong, I believe, or a lot of the old Donkey Kong Country games, because their eyes pop out of their face quite a lot, especially in the opening intro for the original. And this wonderful remix kicks in. But we then see K.Rool in-game looking very much like his original design from the first game, primarily. But he does have the gem that's from one of the later games. But with his gold body armor, and a crazy eye that he has. And what's brilliant about this is this references every single game that he's been in. So this move here is from DKC2, where he's dressed up as a pirate, and he has a blunderbuss, and he shoots all kinds of things out. And the nice thing about this move is not only fires the cannonball, it sucks things in like it does. This is I think kind of an obscure reference to Donkey Kong Land. That's what I've been reading anyway. People have been saying this is he did have a belly flop. Also super armor, which is pretty cool. The jet there, let's just bring that back a slight bit. That is from Donkey Kong Country 3. That is what he has as Baron von Rulenstein or something, so he's like that in that. And then he kind of moves around on it. So that's really cool to see. So not only are we getting a trolled in this character, we're also getting a character that's designed from all of his different boss fights, which is fantastic. Not sure where that's from, but my god, Mewtwo is dead. He's just broken his back. You see his grab there. We'll see his run animation. We see that he's got a counter. I'm not even sure what that's from. I think that's a brand new move. Kind of makes sense. Kind of fits the character as well, because he's very comical. He looks crazy, but like he's a very comical character. And then boxing glove, which is a reference to Donkey Kong 64 in the final fight with that, where he has boxing gloves on. Obviously, clearly his smash attack. And then my personal favourite thing of the whole trailer is him chucking his crown. Now, that animation where he's chucking it and his hands out and the crown goes away and then he grabs it and puts it back on his head is pretty much the same animation from the original game. And he still looks just as crazy doing it, which I am super happy about. Just bring that back. So he chucks it, stays out. I don't know if he can move during this, puts it back on his head. And then his final smash, which was from DK64, game that I've never played, game that I never wanted to play, but that is very cool. And then with the final off this trailer, we get this an amazing, oh, that remix is so good. We get this amazing punch there. They're both wearing boxing gloves. It's cool to see DK with some. Diddy really not helping, probably. But this is a, oh man, I want this in a picture. But this is an amazing way to finish this trailer off. Hitting the fists. Boosh. Incredible. And yeah, my favourite character trailer the entire time is a little bit here at the end as well. And you can see K.Rool rolls away. I think he gets a mushroom here. Dunks the other two. Over that, he's just very big. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to go over that because I had my own thoughts on this trailer for a little while now. And I think that it's so cleverly put together. I think the Simon trailer is very cleverly put together as well as the Ridley one. But this one is the one that hits home mostly for me because I love this character. I've wanted this character in the game for a good 6, 7, 8 years. And I finally got him. And they did it in a way that when you look at the trailer, especially the intro of it, makes so much sense, showing off the other rivals for those franchises. trolling us with DD using the me costume idea, basically. The Kong's just as shocked as we are. And then we finally see him using his moveset from the various games. And yeah, I am super excited. Cannot wait to get my hands on this character. It's going to be amazing. My new main. Anyway, that is it from me today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this analysis of this trailer. I may do more of these. This one just kind of, I just know it picked up on so much in this one when I first watched it, so that's why I did it. But if you like this content, feel free to like and subscribe. Helps us out a great deal. Also, feel free to comment if you agree with the things I've said in this trailer overview. And, well, thanks very much for watching as always, and I will see you next video.